welcome back to WRX Garage. We are here at High Plains Raceway in Deer Trail, Colorado. It is day 2. Unfortunately, I had some issues with the video files from day 1, but I'll just give you guys the intro and tell you guys what we're doing here. The car is all set up yesterday, and I'll preface what's going to happen in this video. Yesterday I had quite a big issue on track. One of my coolant lines burst, so I'll show you guys that clip in just a second, but let's start off with just showing you guys some laps from session number 1. I'll give you guys a video of my fastest lap from that session from yesterday, and then we'll go from there. All right guys, so hopefully I fixed the audio this time. This is session number 1. We did 1 practice session. Car's feeling awesome, tires are feeling awesome. Let's see if we can shave some seconds from our practice session. So, let's get it. So narrator Kevin here. This lap is one later in the same session after this lap, the last clip, and I did have a big issue that popped up in this lap. You'll see me in this clip slow down here, and I'm double taking, triple taking, looking at my access port, which has my coolant temps on it, and I started noticing something strange. At first, the coolant temperature actually dropped, which I think now was probably because of an air bubble hitting the coolant temp sensor, but you'll see me pit pretty immediately here, even though I was on a really good lap. But I started smelling coolant. I knew something was wrong, so I pulled over here into the pits, and guys are actually applauding me for you know, pushing it on the previous laps, because I was putting some good times in, but I knew something was wrong here. So as soon as I got out of the car, I started seeing steam. I thought it was smoke at first, but it was actually just steam. It was boiling and burning coolant coming up. And I actually saw some of it coming from the fender well on the left side when I first got out of the car. But you see me turn the car off here, and then you start seeing some of that steam coming up. So what happened was the coolant line obviously on the top of the block burst. I'll show you guys exactly what spot where it happened, but the guys towed me back to my paddock and from the hot pits, and I was able to get the car fixed. So I had a lot of this documented on by video from my phone on my Instagram story yesterday, but of course I forgot that Instagram stories don't save onto the phone, so I'll have to show you guys now pretty much what happened. So behind your AC compressor here, underneath, there is the coolant breather fitting, which on the right side you have your crankcase vent hose, and then on the left there is a coolant line. Yeah, so right here there's a coolant line, and essentially that burst open. I replaced all of my other lines with Mishimoto lines, which are all silicone, and all those are great, but the kit did not come with a replacement line for this one, so I didn't think it would be an issue. I had just replaced the coolant breather fitting itself. It's the one from Killer Bee, but this old radiator hose just didn't stand the test of time and all those heat cycles. So this is what it looks like, and it actually split right in the middle here. When I was trying to get it off the engine, when I was prying on it, it split all the way, but originally I think the hole was about this big from what it looked like, right between my fingers there. So it burst completely, drained all of my coolant, and I was actually really lucky that I noticed it and didn't keep pushing the car, because that could have ended very, very badly. So I was able to run to an auto parts store at the track, and I basically replaced that line. It was a little scary because I thought, I wasn't sure if the motor was hurt or not, but as soon as I replaced the line, I took all of this out and went in there and fixed it. And then I had my, my coolant burping kit and funnel, and I had distilled water with me just in case, because I always bring that to the track. So I was able to get all of that fixed, and after refilling it with coolant at the track there and burping it, I was able to get the car started, and everything seemed fine. So I ended up driving home instead of doing that third session, just to make sure, do some normal driving with the car, make sure everything's okay. And everything was fine. So I headed back to the track the next mornings for the Sunday morning sessions, and yeah. So essentially the steam that you guys saw coming up from the engine bay in the last clip there, that was coolant boiling and the steam coming out. I ended up losing like a gallon and a half total, just from the coolant coming out and pooling up down in that cavity there, right on top of the hot block, touching all the hot parts, and it was just evaporating off. So again, pretty close to this engine going, but I managed to turn the car off and save it in time, get it cooled down, and very lucky or unlucky depending on how you look at it, but car is fine, and I ended up saving it. So yeah, let's get back to day 2.
All right, so that is everything that happened yesterday. The car is all fixed. I drove home, everything is fine. I'm gonna keep an eye on temperatures on track, of course, but I'll be doing that anyways. So hopefully we have a nice breezy day, so hopefully the air temps should stay a little bit lower for this first session, and I think this is gonna be the fastest session of the day where I can really push the car. So coming up in just a couple of minutes here, I'm gonna be getting the car prepped, and we're gonna go out on track for session 1 of day 2. Day 2, session 1. Tires are feeling good. Coolant system looks like it's okay. Let's get it, let's see what we can do. session 2. I think this is going to be the last one because of temperatures, so let's just, we're going to go out, do a warm-up lap, and just send it. See how it goes. was a crazy session, guys. So you just watched me on the hot lap from session 2 of day 2. It was the first time I broke under 209. And I got a, I think it was a 208.7, which was a massive step up from the previous times in the morning. I think the best I got this morning was like a 211 or 210. So a couple seconds of improvement, which is just amazing. I really started to connect with the car, with the track in this last session. Everything started to click and it felt really good. So that being said, I was only able to get one good hot lap in. I attempted a second, but the temps here, it's 95 degrees out, and I really need to make some adjustments to my cooling package I have on the car. And I already have something set up and in the works, and it's in my garage. You guys will hear about it soon. But regardless, I'll wrap this up when I get home, because then I'll actually know where I stand in the standings. From what my buddy Ryan, who awesome guy. If you guys haven't checked it out, I'll put his Instagram right here. DSX Motorsports is Ryan Dussex. He helps operate and run and manage all of the SCCA time trials here in the Rocky Mountain region, or the Colorado region. And awesome dude. But anyways, he was telling me that I'm the fastest VA WRX on the track today, which is just incredible. Everything that I've done with the car seems to be working. Again, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsors that have helped me get this far and do what I want to do with the car on track, and that's Faction Fab. Huge shout out to them for their amazing coilovers I have on the car. Big shout out to Perrin for all the bracing and support items. Shout out to Grim Speed for the amazing power modifications I have in here. Everything is super reliable. Bren Tuning, amazing tune. I have not, even in this heat, guys, with coolant seeing 235 temps, oil seeing 245, I have not seen a single knock event or dam event. So no dam drops, nothing like that. I haven't seen any knock other than the normal one you get from your compressor, AC compressor, which is minus 1.41 or minus 2.81. If you guys see either of those, it's not real knock. It's just your AC compressor doing its thing. So I haven't had a single one. So I'm just so happy and excited. Everything came together even after all the mishaps we had yesterday, but whew, feeling good, guys. All right, let me pack everything up and then I will give you guys some final thoughts from home.
So it's been a really busy weekend, guys. Going back and forth to the track, packing and unpacking the car, having the stress about, you know, the coolant line bursting and that happening. So it's been a lot, but I think it's all been worth it. We had another great weekend at the track, hanging out with a bunch of awesome guys with the SCCA. I said it last time, I'll say it again. If you guys haven't tried tracking your car, the community around it, the people, really is like the shining star of tracking your car. Obviously it's fun, but you're gonna meet a lot of really cool people. So let's go over a couple things. First off, the wheels and tires, the new wheels and tires. I was incredibly pleased with how the RS4s felt. I just felt so much more confidence braking really hard and turning in on the corners compared to the Summers. They don't talk to you as much, but I think that's because you know, they're a lot grippier. So based on the hot lap I did from session 2 of day 2, the fastest lap of the weekend, just reviewing the footage, there's quite a lot of improvements I could have made to really increase that time. But I have to keep in mind that this was my first time at High Plains, and there is going to be plenty of time for me to improve on that and gain more experience at this track. So overall, I'm very pleased with the results. It's always cool to see seconds getting shaved off between sessions, and it feels awesome knowing that you're constantly pushing yourself. And I plan on going back and attacking that track again later in the season, and hopefully I can shave off another 3 or 4 seconds, because there's definitely some room for improvement there. The car is healthy. Again, I drove home yesterday, 95-degree air temp, and cooling system is perfectly fine. So I haven't had any knock, no dam drops, nothing. Car feels great. And then the last thing I want to touch on here, in the last clip, I was talking about our sponsors, and I forgot our 2 most recent sponsors. So just to remind you guys, we have a awesome deal for you guys with Whiteline and with JDM Muscle. You guys can have savings on your next purchase with each of those companies. So I'm gonna put all that information down in the description, but huge shout out to Whiteline, JDM Muscle, Perrin, Grim Speed, Faction Fab. It was an awesome weekend. I had a ton of fun, and unfortunately they haven't released the results quite yet for where the standings are from the weekend. So I won't be able to tell you guys what that was, but with the index for my class, it came down to a 2:02.9. So still a couple seconds slower than the fastest time of the weekend, which was I think it was a 1:57 set by Trey. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not too concerned about where I place. The only thing I'm really focusing on is comparing my own times from the start of the weekend to the end of the weekend. And when looking at that, I think I'm pretty proud of myself for pushing the car and not backing off too much, not getting in my head about the cooling system and all of that. So make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, because I'll probably be updating the results and the standings from this last weekend on Instagram. We'll see how it goes. As of last session, which was at Pueblo, or the last event, I was tied for 3rd in the overall standings for Max Group. I've probably fallen down the order a little bit after this last weekend, but we'll see. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, and you can stay up to date with all of that information. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. I don't know. If you're watching the video and you've gotten this far, just hit the subscribe button. It takes just a second, and it really helps us out. So another reminder, we have a huge giveaway coming up once we hit 10,000 subscribers. I think we only have like 700 left to get there. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll get that giveaway started for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week. Peace.